Guys, welcome back to couchcast. I say welcome back. This is actually our first episode. Uh, the Kiosk Games, and so welcome back. Happy Friday, Mike. You got any special plans for this Friday?
Nope, nothing exciting today. Just kind of hanging back and relaxing for the weekend to relax even more.
Yeah, you're working for the weekend.
Exactly. I'm a lover boy.
I see that. It's funny because most millennials won't get that reference. They're
No,
ruining our country.
I'm cultured.
Uncultured. Have they even watched Back to the Future?
Twice.
Have they even seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. Speaking of things to talk about, I spent my Friday running through the mall because I'm poor and I don't own a car. I was getting my bus situation taken care of in the mall. So where I'm from, you can go inside the mall and pay and kind of like fill up a card or whatever.
Hmm.
And so as I'm going through the mall, I noticed these kiosks in the mall, and they're kind of the barometer at which I measure my growth as a human being. So let me explain. I remember being a kid and seeing these kiosks and thinking, like, man, I was like enamored by the colors, by the lights, by the products. Like I really was buying in to what they were selling at the kiosks. And I remember my parents turning me down every single time I wanted to buy something from there.
Hmm.
And later on, I'd find that the products are just garbage. None of it would work, and kiosks are really just trash. And as I got older, the more I leaned to hating kiosks. Like, for example, I'm in my 20s now, and I hate them. In my teens, I was kind of indifferent. I was like, they exist, whatever. Kid,
Hmm.
love them. But like as I matured as an adult, I realized this is garbage. Ban all kiosks. What do you think?
I think the worst part, especially going to the mall there, is having to awkwardly turn away after they already make eye contact with you. And you have to act like you don't hear them. And you feel bad, but then again, you don't want to buy into their cheap products, even though the guy selling the products is 6'4", chisel jaw, beautiful beard. He's got the faded side cut, but it's long on top. He's literally a model, and you have to ignore him as you walk by. It's like, yeah, but no, they're terrible.
Yeah, it's really bad. It's like he's looking at you the look is saying as if I'm gonna take your wife, like that you're alone.
That's it.
But that's what the look is communicating, and it's crazy because those are usually the handsome ones are usually the guys that sell the facial cream.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
and the best part about these facial creams is that the sales, like the market or the business is built so that the creams make your face drier. So you buy more cream to hydrate your face. So
exactly.
it's a never ending cycle. So you always end up back at the kiosk, and it starts with the free sample.
With
You get the
Mr.
sample, and it's
Handsome.
like,
Yep.
exactly, because you could come to my kiosk. You want to look youthful, you want to look beautiful. Come to my kiosk. I put this cream. You will look like you're 21. I'm 19. No, you look like you're 21. You put the cream on your face. Your face starts getting dry. You buy cream to cure your dry face. Works for about 2 hours. Your face is dry again. You
Hmm.
need another bottle, and now you're compulsively addicted to buying stuff from this guy's kiosk. And he's half flirting with you. So like
Yeah, yeah.
you think like, oh, maybe something's gonna happen, but it's only when you buy. So it's a whole weird relationship you have with this kiosk guy. What do
Hmm.
you think about the perfume kiosks?
Well, generally, the worst part is probably just even walking by. Just somebody, you could be, 20 feet away, and they somehow are still able to squirt it on you. They have those bottles. No, seriously, they're built for long range. They'll see you coming, do a little spritz. It's like, oh, that smells wonderful on you. It's like, what? How? How did you do that? And then,
Yeah.
or getting it right in the face. Just you're walking
Ooh.
by, you're talking to them, like, here, you want to try our ocean spray? Mm, I guess now I do.
It's so funny because like it's almost like a BBC nature documentary. Here we have the consumer headed towards the kiosk as the salesperson makes eye contact with its prey. As the customer makes an awkward smile, the predator goes in for the kill with the axe, and it's just now you smell beautiful, and it's just like you're suffocating inside of the mall now, and you weren't like this isn't the situation that you were thinking of going into the mall. You went inside, you wanted some orange chicken, and now you're dying beside this kiosk because this guy sprayed Axe down your throat.
You're suffocating. You are suffocating in the middle of the mall because somebody trying to make a sale just squirted it down your throat.
And you're like trying to mouth, and you're trying to say like no thank. You're trying to like you're trying to say no thank you. You're trying to be polite, and this guy's he's at this point he's still spraying the cologne. Like he's still spraying the cologne. you're just melting like the witch from the Wizard of Oz, and it's just overall it's a bad experience. So we've covered a lot of salesperson stereotypes. So we got the person who is ridiculously handsome, but there's a couple other types. So people who work at kiosks generally fall into a couple categories. We have the handsome guy. We have the teen who works at the kiosk part-time and doesn't care.
Yeah.
Definitely the best kind of kiosk worker, because you can just walk past and it's a danger-free zone. It's really a danger-free zone. You're free to just go, and it's like, you know what? Thank you for not killing me today. Thank you for just letting me go to the Chinese food place. And then lastly, you have this is the guy or girl who really truly believes in what their company is selling and what they're doing. So generally, this is for the kiosks that do like health and like, I wouldn't say health and beauty. I would say health. So for example, I don't know if you remember those bands from a couple years ago that are supposed to bring balance to you. So it's like water from the Swiss Alps and charcoal or salt from the Dead Sea at the lowest point of the earth, and water from the highest point of the earth to bring balance to your life. And they do this like really stupid demonstration where they put the wristband on your wrist and they like pull down on your arm, and you can tell like they're pulling down a lot harder when you don't have the wristband on, like prove move to prove that their product works. And it's so sad how much because they really believe in what they're selling. It's honestly it's crazy. And this really juxtaposes like the customer service experience you see at kiosks. It really juxtaposes with what you see at the big box stores. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. When it comes to the kiosk, it's completely overbearing. I wouldn't even say it's customer service. They're more so assaulting you. It's with whatever they're selling. It's like, you want to light up Yeezy? Whew! There you go. Take that. You got to buy the other one though. Actually, you have to buy this one too. Give that back.
Yeah. No. Listen. Just give me the money. I'll keep the shoes. But it's a donation. It's small businesses.
Please tell them about my kiosk, please.
And like on the other side of the Yeezy kiosk, they're selling. What's that guy's name? What's his name with the swipe up get iced up?
Oh, the Supreme Patty chains. He's just blinged out in these quote unquote free chains, and got the giant shrimp hanging around his neck that's just made out of the gemstones from the dollar store.
Just pay shipping.
Just pay shipping, which is more than the product's probably worth.
Now listen, man, swipe up, get iced up, free chains, just pay shipping. And I know this guy's paid the shipping, probably no promo code, and is selling it for like double the price to like 13-year-olds. Like, you want to look cool, man? You need to get iced up, man. I don't know why this guy's Latino. Listen, man, you need this ice, man. You fool. Swipe up, get iced up. Swipe up, get iced up, man.
He's got a megaphone in the middle of the store.
He's standing on a soapbox beside the kiosk. Listen, you want to get iced up? Swipe up, get iced up, man.
But not really. Come here. I got them all. Don't buy them there. Come here.
As soon as they get close to the kiosk, he turns into a person from the YouTube comments. Come to Brazil.
Oh no.
Come to Brazil. Honestly, those are really the best YouTube comments because
there's something else.
They're really the best because as much as that guy who works at the kiosk believes in his company, the commenter who's commenting on his Samsung Galaxy S3 really believes that whoever he's watching it will come to Brazil because of his comment. And I'm really happy with somebody who believes in themselves that much.
Mm-hmm. It takes a lot of confidence.
Yeah, that's a level of belief that I aspire to get to. So speaking of things that I aspire to get to, let me just transition with the complete opposite because I don't know if I hate kiosks more or big box stores more. So I don't know if you guys knew, but Sears is dead. So a quick F in the chat for Sears. They died. It's 2018. These guys are still trying to sell Dockers for $60. So you can understand how things kind of fell off there. But it's interesting to see how we're moving forward in the world. So a lot of people, especially younger kids or even people who are in their 30s, adults, they're looking to spend their money, excuse me, they're looking to spend their money more on experiences. So, for example, you'll see people going to Bali, taking trips, that sort of thing, and specialized stores. So, for example, if I want athletic wear, I'll go to Foot Locker. If I want Timberlands, I'll go to the Timberland store. They're more interested in things that specialize in an area. Like the best example I can give you is that you don't want to buy coffee from a place that also sells hamburgers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you gotta kind of stay in your zone. And so as we move forward in the world, a lot of people from older generations are literally being left behind in the customer service line.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the line, and it really illustrates how like everything in the marketplace is changing. And as these guys are in the customer service line, they're not getting what they want from the company. The person on the other side of the customer service line isn't getting what they want because they're being yelled at by this older person who clearly doesn't understand the concept of a 30-day return policy. And the company really isn't getting what they want either because their managers are now spending more time speaking to customers in the customer service line as opposed to actually doing so. I don't know. What am I being crazy, or what do you think?
No, I completely agree. Even if we take a look in the past 20 or 30 years, everything has changed. Take it with a grain of salt what I say. I'm only 20, but just everything that has changed.
Whoa, millennial alert. Who's this guy?
Where are the air horns?
Oh, no, we don't want to listen to what this guy has to say. You're so entitled. Go back to your iPhone, loser.
Actually, I use Android. Thank you very much, though. But
back in my day, kids used to get bullied. Bring back bullying.
See, it's almost...
Things were good. Sorry, go ahead.
Things were good. That's when we were alive. We were living in the moment. You don't see a cell phone in sight. Kids getting swirlies.
Oh, man, I used to do cocaine straight off the toilet. Yeah. Not a phone in sight.
Not a phone in sight. Never got caught.
Never got caught. Have a serious drug problem. Sorry, continue.
But just looking into it, when I was young, customer service was always such a big thing, and we're talking early to mid 2000s, and now it's just almost like it doesn't exist. It's just like those kids that saw that customer service was like, wow, that seems like a lot of work. Let's not do that. So I don't know how you'd call it. I don't know if you'd call it productiveness because you just get a lot of customers to leave that way and you get through the line a lot quicker. But I think times are changing absolutely, and big box stores really need to look more into the sales of selling their products online.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of times, like a long time ago when things were different. So, for example, there are a lot more small businesses around. Mm-hmm. The currency, like the dollar, was greater in its value. Like, for example, like maybe in like the 1950s, you could buy like a dinner or something for $1. Like the value of the dollar was a lot more back then. Mm-hmm. Like, you know how there's billionaires now. Like the amount, like the money had more value pretty much. And Absolutely. So the meaning of taking your business elsewhere, like, oh, I won't shop here, I'm going somewhere else. Excuse me. I'm dying. That's my fault. I apologize for that. The meaning of taking your business elsewhere, it had a lot more value. Mm-hmm. Not just because your dollar had more value, that each business was definitely in more of a need of your money, right? Mm-hmm. And so as the market changes and your dollar holds less value to the big box chains, because if you're in a mall and you go into a Sears, for example, well, I guess not a Sears.
When you did go into a Sears.
Back in the good old days, back when phones were not, kids' apps.
They weren't made of plastic. They were made of metal.
Back when you couldn't be like lit bay fam, be like fam bay. Bro. Sorry, my millennial tuner is a bit off. I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. I'm still tethering a little bit. So that's my bad. But that's what I was saying. Yeah. So as their dollar value, like your dollar, like means less, and I'm speaking specifically about older generations here. So definitely, I'm talking to the baby boomers, all my baby boomers listening. As your dollar means less in the market, and this is for every single baby boomer who's roasted my generation on Facebook. This is my diss track. I'm coming back. I'm clapping back, and so as their dollar value means less, I feel like they belittle millennials more. So as their place in the marketplace lessens, like companies don't really care whether or not you get your dollar. Like, let me give you an example. If a person walks in Hudson's Bay, right, mm-hmm. and they wanted a pair of jeans, they weren't happy with the customer service, and they go, all right, you know what? I won't shop at Hudson's Bay. I'm going to go to off Fifth Avenue instead. Mm-hmm. Different store. and they buy jeans from there.
Mm-hmm.
Hudson's Bay and Off Fifth Avenue are both owned by the same company.
I know.
So a lot of the times, like when you want to take your business elsewhere, it really doesn't mean anything.
Nope.
So as this notion like increases in our marketplace, you find that like it's almost like it's a graph. Like as your dollar means less, the more baby boomers want to crap on millennials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys are killing the big box industry. Like, I'm sorry, Marcus, but you're no longer buying a new pair of Dockers every single year. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, it's not my fault Sears closed down. So it's interesting to see that, like, as we cater less to baby boomers in a system that, again, they set up, they get mad at us.
Yeah.
But it's like we're just supposed to stay in 1945. Oh, sorry, not 1945, 1970, like impending nuclear war, like all. Like, I'm sorry if I don't want that. Yeah. I'm sorry if that offends you, but I'd rather not.
That's a big range you got there, going from, you know, Sears starting up and being at its prime to nuclear war.
No,
but no, I agree.
Sorry, they a lot of these guys, they grew up during the Cold War and like all of this stuff, with all that stuff going on, and I can understand that. Even a lot of things. Oh my God, I can't talk. A lot of stuff in history was changed for certain generations. I forget which generation it was, but they were the generation who wanted divorce because of there's a point in time where it was illegal in history, and they're also the generation that wanted a lot of things changes. Like, the reason why we have customer service lines and customer service desks is because of them. Mm-hmm. So now as things change, because the marketplace is changing again, they're really resistant to it. And I can understand things change, and people are resistant to that.
Yeah.
But please don't blame me for playing Pokemon Go. Like, me playing Pokemon Go is not the reason why your dollar means less in the market.
It's none of your business, first of all. Thank you very much.
First of all. I love it when they call the managers, like, let me speak to your manager. It's like have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh before? I don't know if you
Once or twice I can say I played.
Well, like, in the show, like, the show really didn't really follow the actual rules of the game, but that's irrelevant. That's just me being salty. But a lot of the time, the main character would be like, "I play Dark Magician," and all this, you know. And this guy, it's funny because his balls would literally drop during the show.
Right.
So, like, it'd be like, "Hi, I'm Yugi. I like playing Yu-Gi-Oh!" And then, like, his alter ego would take over and be like, "Let's play our game."
Noni?
Like, well, okay. Oh my wa moishinderu, and it's just like, and so, like, the reason I'm referencing this is because when they say "let me get your manager," it's like it's their trump card. Like, they're just laying it down, like, it's over. Like, let me call your manager, and it's like it's over after that. Like, it's done.
You're done. You're fired, kid.
Like, sorry, kid. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Neck beard, just cut
Wink.
down. Okay, so. Okay, so speaking of managers, I know you worked in a big box store, or you still work there, actually.
Yep.
And so, do you have any funny manager stories?
Well, actually I do. One of the ones I always recall back on, and I love my manager. He's a great guy. He completely understands exactly what we've talked about and how customers think they're entitled to all this, and which certain things they are too, you know, decent customer service and all these things. But he cares about his employees. So annually, we do these reviews, and I'm close with my manager, so I've never had an issue. And he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, keep up the good work. Make sure we're training the new guys and implementing the right things." So he calls me up to his office, and like I said, they're annual reviews. And funny enough, I haven't gotten mine yet, so I might be on the chopping block. But, yeah, I know. But going up, he's never really formally sat me down and talk to me this way. It's usually just been in passing, like, "Oh, you know, just like what I said previously, just, you know, keep up the good work, and it's like, okay, yeah, for sure." So he calls me up to his office, sits me down, and he's like, "Mike, do you know where our Canadian Tire sits?" And actually, I should say big box store. Whoops. He goes, "Mike, cut that."
You signed that non-disclosure agreement?
Uh-oh. He goes, "Mike,
boys, get him. It's over for you, Mike. We'll never work in this town again."
Nope. That's how he talks, too.
Nope. He throws some Canadian Tire money at you. Just, "No, please.
No, there's your severance, kid.
Get out of here.
Get out. Well, you'll never get a job in this town again. Get out of here."
You'll never look at another tire again. Get out of here right now.
But funny enough, he sits me down. He's like, Mike, where do you think our big box store stands? And I'm like, I don't know. I'd say we're pretty good. I'd say we're above average. Everybody that works here, seems to have a good head on their shoulders. He goes, we're about average. Okay, we're about average. So what can we do to improve this? How can we go from, just average to great? I want to be one of the great big box stores. And he talks like that too. He's got the accent and everything. So really, everything he says is kind of a question. So it's like, your name's Michael, and it's like, it's almost like, yeah, I've worked here for 3 years, or like, Mike. It's just the way he talks. And so I just spitball ideas with him. It's like, well, we can change this, and this. I don't know if we should have so much product in the store. I believe it causes quite the tripping hazard, and it's almost too much to look at instead of, buying big ticket items when you have all this variety. And you go, and, we're just talking through stuff, and he goes, you know what? I like that. I'm going to give you, and he thinks for a second too, sucks his teeth, and he has my review in front of him. He's like, 3% raise. How does that sound? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. But we're required a 3% raise every year anyway. But he made it sound like he was doing, like, oh my goodness. He's like, I got a daughter your age.
He made it sound like he was doing it out of his own goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, I already knew this was coming.
I should have been here anyway.
And he grabs his big fat red marker, big 3% on his. Good kid, Mike. Good kid. Get back down there.
Listen, Mike, you're a good kid. Mike, I like you. You're a good kid. Takes out a fat roll of cash. Listen here, Mike. Don't spend this all in one place. I'll send the paperwork up to corporate. You're a good kid, Mike. You're a good kid. All right? Don't spend it all in one. Mike, I like you, Mike. Hey, come give me a hug.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Get off me.
Get out of here. Get off me. Get out of my office.
It's like,
You're
wow.
a good kid, though.
Is this $1 in Canadian Tire money? Thank you.
It's a roll. The roll is all Canadian Tire, like 1 cent bills.
Yeah. Oh wow, 5 cents. Cool.
Wow, I can literally buy nothing with this. Thanks.
Wow.
Man, that's something that really pisses me off. Canadian Tire money.
Oh yeah.
Like, how do you because I know now they give it to you like extra, like with your change, but back in the day they used to not give you your change. Am I correct? Or
yeah, no, I remember when I was younger as well.
Mm-hmm.
That they give it to you in Canadian Tire money.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, listen, give me my money. What are you doing with my change? And every time, inevitably, correct me if I'm wrong, because I feel like this is something universal to all Canadians. Whenever you get Canadian Tire money, it just kind of ends up in a shoebox with your diary just in your room as you clean up to move, and you just look at it fondly, like this crumpled 25-cent Canadian Tire bill. And honestly, it's hilarious. But so speaking of corporations and corporate culture, big box stores, that sort of thing, it's crazy how companies, it's crazy how companies don't want you to follow their dreams. So follow your dreams rather. So back in the day, you could start off as a cashier in a store, move up to management, and then even move up to head office, in 1980 or even 1990. Right. But now, now, I'm sorry, I'm literally dying here. I'm like coughing into my hand. Nowadays, if a person starts at an entry level position such as cashier, or even like if you work at McDonald's and you like make burgers or whatever, there's not a high chance you're gonna end up into upper level management from that position, because it's just not viable economically. You want someone with experience and that sort of thing, which makes sense, right?
No, absolutely.
And so if you're a person who's younger or whatever, and you're using this job as a stepping stone, you want to get your foot in the door, and you have something you want to pursue, you have something you would like to pursue, whether that be like an actual career, like being an engineer, or you're going to school for something, being a nurse, whatever. It doesn't have to be something that a science is. You have something you want to pursue that isn't working at this big box store. Your coworkers who have been at the store for a long time look at you like, how dare you? Like, why would you leave this great opportunity that you already have And it's nuts because that's the same look that your company has. Let me give you an example. I used to work for a security company, and I found a new job that was closer to my house. It paid more money, and the work, I got my own office, so it was a better job in basically every single facet. And these guys looked at me like, "How dare you?" My coworkers, they were straight up clowning me. They were like, "How dare you leave? You know, you're a traitor, this and that."
Right.
And then one of the managers I was working with basically said to me, "Oh, that's how you want to get your experience in this field?" Kind of clowning me like, so you think you're too good to work here?" And everybody that I work with had this weird idea that they're going to end up being in management one day, which, number one, there's just not enough jobs for that. And it just wasn't going to happen. And so it's crazy that companies want you to work in these entry-level positions with no health benefits, no coverage for the rest of your life. They don't even pay livable wages, and you're just supposed to stay there. I don't know. Maybe I'm ranting. What do you think?
No, I completely agree. It's almost like, obviously, like we've mentioned before, the times have changed even in just the past 20 years alone, but it's all about money now, right? Like we were talking about the dollar. It's not as strong as it used to be. Job opportunities aren't as bountiful as opportunities. They're not as bountiful. And it's almost like they're doing you a favor. It's like, well, we hired you. Why would you leave us? It's like, well, I have nothing to give to the store other than my time.
It's crazy, man. And I don't want to get all like meta on you, but like of course, like it's important to pay a minimum wage, right? And I'm not getting away from this, but like it's crazy because you could always make money back, but you can't make back time.
Absolutely.
Like I'll never be able to get back those 2 hours I watching The Last Airbender. I'm never gonna get that back.
No.
M. Night
I did it twice. That's 4 hours.
That's garbage. Like M. Night Shyamalan is gonna own those 2 hours for the rest of my life. I can't do anything about that. But money, I can always make it back. And so it's crazy to me how an hour of my time is only worth $15 or $17 or $20. And it's not to say these companies who pay people wages are doing something bad. Like, of course, it's a job. Like that's the idea of it. However, it's crazy how an hour of a person's time can be valued over like two people, for example. One person's hour of time could be valued more than this other person's value of time, even though it's the same amount of time. And again, this goes back to qualifications and life experience and like really what they've done up to this point. It's kind of cool and weird to think that like what you've done in your life determines how valuable 1 hour of your time is according to other people.
Really? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So to take it into more lighthearted territory, I was in a big box store the other day. I was in the supermarket. I was getting some groceries. I was buying beets for a beet salad.
Of course.
I was at a great beet farm recently. It was called Shroot Farms.
They also was if I remember correctly, there was a great war battle fought there.
Yes,
Battle of
the
Shroot
Battle
Farms?
of Shroot Farms. Yeah, it was a war memorial.
Yes.
And so they also have a bed and breakfast up there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Very scenic. Northern Pennsylvania, right next to Scranton. Not that far from the city. Oh man, the Electric City. It's honestly, it's beautiful. They really have a great museum up there as well. And so I'm in the supermarket, thinking back to my great moments at Shroot Farms, and I'm in that section where the deli meats are.
Yep.
First of all, so while I'm doing this, shout out to Tiny Meat Gang, Cody Code. Definitely a small YouTuber with a cult following. I think he has like 500 subs. So I wanted to give him a shout out because like obviously small channels like his definitely need the help. So like really big shout out to Cody Co. Shout out to Noel Miller. I think we definitely need to do an episode determining his race. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. But
it's like a guessing game. There's a prize at the end.
I was digging pretty deep into his channel the other day, and I'm pretty sure he accidentally said it in one of his vlogs, and so
like it's a secret.
It really is though, because people literally DM him all the time talking about his race, and so it's really I feel, literally it's a big reason why a lot of people watch his channel. On top of that, this guy's hilarious. We can digress into this later, but there's also something else I wanted to talk about. This is completely off script, but we'll talk about that later. And so I'm in the deli section, whatever, and I see I see chicken strips. Okay. And they're Lilydale chicken strips, and it just takes me back to my childhood. I don't know if you remember this commercial, Let me explain it for a bit.
Okay.
So pretty much, it's this guy cooking in a kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and if I remember correctly, I may be exaggerating a little bit. I was like 4 at the time, so just cut me a little bit slack. This guy cooking in a kitchen, and I think it was either him or his wife cooking, and like somebody's putting chicken in a pan,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. So the wife was putting chicken in the pan, and the guy goes, "Sorry, I want to make sure you hear this properly because this is a very important part of this commercial." The guy goes, "No, no, no, Lily died."
Oh no. I know. Yeah.
No, 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 Lily died.
I wanted to punch that guy in the head. I don't even know if you're Canadian if you haven't seen that commercial.
It's that commercial and the commercial about the Canadian house hippo. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yep. I wanted
so
one
bad.
so bad. I thought it was so cool.
Yeah, I really thought that the whole point of the ad, I found out later, was to like show consciousness in advertising to kids. And for the longest time, I thought the house hippo was real.
Yeah, no, seriously.
So obviously their goal with what they were doing really didn't pan out properly. But I mean, like, A for effort, because I definitely need a house hippo now.
Yeah, well, now I know they don't exist.
Yes, now I'm a depressed 20-something who doesn't have a house hippo.
Yep.
And I have an entire Instagram dedicated to it. So
thank you, Government of Canada.
Thank you, Justin Trudeau. Thank you.
Oh no.
Oh no. I think Stephen Harper was in power at the time. This guy was prime minister for like 10 years.
Forever.
Oh
my god.
This guy was literally. I feel like he wasn't born. I feel like he was groomed, like he was built in a lab to be prime minister.
I think so.
And he just came out. They gave him a family, and he was prime minister. And now they like kind of just put him back into his pod. Like you haven't heard from this guy.
He'll rerun in like 10, 15 years. He's like, oh my, wait a second. It's the Mandela effect. It's like, didn't he run before? It's like, no, that was Stephen Harper.
This is Stephen 2.0. It's like a new. Welcome to Stephen 2.0.
Yeah.
Like the startup sound. But it's funny because this commercial, it was almost like a car commercial in that you had no idea what the hell's going on. So like if you watch car commercials, it's like an eye dilates. There's a guy running through like a misty forest, and then all of a sudden it's like the all-new 2014 Kia Sorento, financing and APR available at 0%. Call now. You know what I mean? And it didn't make any sense. And this commercial was like way too intense for a commercial about chicken. He was like all up against his wife, and he's like caressing the pan almost. She's trying to cook this food, and he's just
I've been there.
Oh yeah. No. Lily died.
Oh gosh. Oh my god.
It's funny because I swear I've seen this guy before because I'm pretty sure this is the same guy who works at the facial cream kiosk.
Oh no, not that guy. But yeah, he does look like one. It's like, please buy my lettuce and buy my chicken.
No, that's actually that's actually being recalled right now. So
yeah,
it's funny.
Oh, that's what I was going for.
The devil's lettuce is legal right now.
Yeah,
but regular lettuce is not. So what Subway is doing, what I hear they're doing, is they're just taking nugs of weed and just putting them in the sandwich. This could be like a new promotional thing.
Well, that's perfect for their customers anyway. At least the mass majority of them.
Yeah, can I get like one cold cut combo? Like how many cold cuts does it take to make a combo? Because like you can literally put like one type of cut in there, and it would technically still be a combo. Because like you could have a one-hit combo. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude,
isn't that just like
that's crazy, like, bro?
Like, don't even kid yourself, bro. Like, you can literally put any amount of meat in this sub, and it would still be a cold cut combo. So don't even kid yourself, dude. Like, don't do it. Just stop, bro.
That's the worst part. Is I know people like that.
I am a person like that. This whole voice right now, pure facade.
Pure facade. That is actually me.
Yeah,
I'm the dude at Subway asking for the cold cookies at the end of the day because I know they throw them out.
So, like, are you gonna throw out those white chocolate macadamia nuts, bro?
What a waste, bro.
Dude, just help me out, man. It's been a long day.
I've been skating all day.
Nah, bro, I don't skate, bro. I longboard, bro. You still skate, dude? I'm a friggin' longboarder now, bro. It's like 3 feet long. Take that thing on the bus, bro. Talk to some
best
babe.
Part. Take up 2 seats. Refuse to get up in the handicap spot. It's a great time.
Yeah, it's crazy because, like, I go around and like I hate fake people, bro. Like I hate fakes. Like
Dude,
they're always
yeah.
preying on my downfall. Like my success or lack thereof is not due to me smoking weed in my basement the whole day. It's because these haters are preying on my downfall, dude.
I'm a rise and grind, bro. You know, like anybody that hates on that, that's everybody else. But like, I'm out here to get
Like
this
honest,
bread and these
like
macadamia
honest,
cookies.
like honestly, bro, it's us, bro. It's us, bro. Like between me and you, low key, like on the lowest key, it's us, bro. Like key on the mat, key on the floor, key at the kiosk that sells those dope bracelets that kind of like balance your yin yang, bro. Because like one half is from the lower part of the earth, and like the other half is from the higher part. So like it's yin and yang, dude. It's yin and yang. So like from that perspective, like they're just haters. It's just me. It's me. It's us, bro.
They're haters. They're haters.
They're haters, and this is what me and Mike do when the podcast is off. So when we upload this to YouTube and it gets 10 views, this is the exact conversation that happens afterwards.
It'll be going on for another hour. We'll just continue.
We're just in our basement, couch casting live, and it's like the air is thick with vape. It's like there's no oxygen in the air. It's just pure.
It's all nicotine. Vape. 50 nicks.
Yep. Dude, you think it'd be nuts if we went up to like 55, bro?
Nah. 25 is usually my limit, bro.
25, honestly, bro, between me and you, like, don't even tell my girlfriend this, but, like, recently I've been doing, like, 30 Nick, bro. I'm getting kind of scared.
Bro, that's bad for you, bro. Come on.
Yo, honestly, but I'm just juuling, bro. It's medicine, bro. It's medicine, bro. Yeah, this is also something I wanted to talk about. So, like, marijuana was legalized in a lot of states in the U.S. and in Canada recently.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of people, their whole personality was, like, legalize it, dude. Just legalize it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's medicine, dude. No, you don't understand. It's medicine, bro. And like whatever, fine. Weed has a lot less detriments than alcohol in general, and alcohol is legal. So I guess in that sense, it makes sense to legalize it. Whatever. I'm not one to. Anyways, that's besides the point. So it's legal now, and I'm kind of sitting here thinking like for those who were screaming legalize it, and they wear like the Bob Marley shirts, and that's literally the only aspect of the. Like, where do you go from there? Because weed's legal now. Like, that's like 90% of your personality is gone. So, like, what do you do?
Yeah, no, actually, that's kind of similar to being like a small political party working toward a small issue. And obviously, I'll stay away from politics as much as I can.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh, I know. There will be a lot of people that like this and a lot of people that don't. So,
all right, chill out there, Ben Shapiro.
Keep it. Oh, won't state my opinion on that.
Oh,
but just looking back on just like these smaller political parties, generally a lot of them just work towards one thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there was the Green Party, not the Green Party of Canada, the marijuana party,
the real Green Party, dude,
of Canada, and it's and what it really, it's like, okay, well, what do we do from now? Like. We've been working for this since, the early 80s. What do we do now?
Legalize. Yeah, it's hilarious because, like, I can imagine them still trying to have conversations with, like, their obsolete lingo. Like, legalize it, dude. And you're like, oh,
high five,
dude. You didn't hear?
Yeah.
You didn't hear it? Oh, legalize it more then, bro. How come I can't smoke in elementary schools, dude? What? No, it's medicine. Like,
there's Tylenol in schools, bro. Like, you don't understand.
So you can bring your Tylenol to school, but I can't bring my friggin' weed brownies, dude? What? I thought it was legal. No, it's not legal, dude. See, I told you, bro. Legalize it, dude. Legalize. Don't even kid yourself, bro. They're still preying on our downfall. And honestly, bro, it's us. It's us, bro.
It's us. There's just us and just them.
And like, it's funny because like this guy, I think we got to give this guy a name. What do you think? What do you think? We got to give him a name.
Kyle.
What do you think of Skylar?
Oh, that's good too. Skylar's a little bit more hippie though. He's definitely got the spacers, where Kyle's more just like a monster energy. Like he can be like just your run of the mill guy, but he chooses not to. He chooses to express himself.
He just downs Monster Energy drinks like water. Hold on, I actually have a list of names like this. I'm trying to find it. So here we got Skylar, Dean. See what else we got here. I think that's it, man. That's all I have.
Oh yeah, let me go through. Yeah, it's just Dean actually.
Hold on, I gotta find this. It's the new Caucasian guy names. This sounds really bad, but these are every cool guy. Like these are the new names. Okay, Todd. Okay,
that's a good one. That needs to make a comeback.
Oh yeah, slot dude name's Todd. Oh, saw it. Chase. Oh yeah, definitely Chase.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chase plays in like a super indie band. Plays an instrument no one heard of, and lives in Europe now because Europeans appreciate the art, dude.
They get culture, bro. Like here, like it's swept under the rug. Like Lil Yachty, he doesn't know music.
Like I understand that it's cold in Minnesota, but do you like know that it's hot in Ibiza right now?
Bro, like he doesn't. I bet he doesn't.
Okay, Spencer. It's also another one.
Actually, funny enough, I knew a Spencer that fit this exact description. I met him literally one time. He pretty much verbatim said exactly what we've said in the past 5-10 minutes, and never met him. Never saw him again.
Okay, Chaz. That's just like really bad.
It's like Chip
really,
Skylark.
Really like, oh man, first of all, that guy's the greatest artist of all time.
Yeah.
My Chinese Teeth in Me. I'm pretty sure they went triple platinum in 10 countries.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, J. Cole talks about going double platinum with no features. Chip Skylark, no features. His Shiny Teeth in him, literally. He mixed and produced that himself as well. So
still bops to this day. He's the Russ of Fairly Odd Parents, except he's likable.
All right, God, Russ is like. Let's just. I don't even think we have enough time in this episode to talk about Russ.
No, we don't. Yeah, let's just bypass that. We need a whole hour and a half just about Russ.
Yeah, we need a nice hour and a half just to talk about Russ, bro. Okay, I got another one. Blake. Blake, what do you think?
Hate it.
I think this guy. I think he had a really like rough teenage years, so like he was always getting into trouble.
But he was tall and like he glowed up, but he's still kind of insecure, exactly. And that's why he's still a little edgy.
Exactly, and like he was a bartender for a bit, and then all of a sudden, like you stop seeing him for 5 years, and now he owns a restaurant. He's always in a black T-shirt, and is like
V-neck T-shirt.
Yeah, specifically a V-neck. And now he looks really like he only looks good in specific situations. So like leaning up against the bar, this guy's like, oh, it's like, oh, who's that? And then like on the street, it's like, oh, who is that? No, okay, goodbye, sort of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you something you probably don't know the answer. I was speaking about something earlier. Oh, yeah. It was Cody Cohen, Noel Miller. Okay, so listen to this. When I watch videos or content, TV, whatever, I have this really bad habit of thinking that whoever I'm watching is the exact same height as me. I don't know if it's a relatability. Do you do that as well, or is it just me being nuts?
I've never really thought about that, to be honest. You know what? I can bring that... What I can relate to is... Because... I produce music, you know. I like to fool around with it.
Oh, okay. A little, you dabble.
One time, someone brought up the question to me: do you stand up or sit down when you record? I'm like, well, I sit down. It's closer to my desk. I get in a good position. It's like, well, then why do the people in the studio stand up? And now every time I listen to a song, I think, are they standing up or sitting down when they do this? That's hilarious. Like, I know Busta Rhymes sat down when he used to, rap and do his thing, but
really?
Like, yeah, funny enough.
Jeez, that's so weird because like you would think the way that he raps, you would think that like that speed level requires like your full diaphragm.
Exactly.
Like, if you sit down, you're not getting that full lung capacity. But I kind of think that's even more impressive that he stood up. But to go back to what I was saying for a second, so I was watching their podcast and I found out they're both like 5'8", 5'9". And it's like, okay, like I don't. It's like, whatever. I don't think any less of them for it. But it was just weird. Thinking, like,
yeah, just saying, I do not discriminate against short people. I just want to make that very clear.
Yeah, couchcast does not discriminate those who are vertically challenged. So let's have a quick moment of silence for all of our brothers who are.
Put an F in the chat.
Quick F in the chat. Let's just 10 seconds, just dead air time. Okay, and yeah, so like these guys are hilarious. They're both I find them both handsome. They're both pretty good looking guys.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like it's sad. Like they were talking about how like people were just clowning on them because like they're not that tall. And I feel like unless you're literally like 6'6", unless you're Kobe Bryant height, you won't feel tall. So me, like on a good day, in some Timbs, you know what I'm saying? In some Timbs, I'm like 6'2". On a good day, I'm like 6'1". You know, I feel like I'm bragging on a Tinder profile right now.
Oh no!
And so
with your the big catch of the day fish photo.
Oh my god! Just biggest smile of my face, like
you're in the
a massive salmon.
Oh no!
Tank top. I got what are those glasses called? The racist glasses? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, like the aviators?
No, not the aviators.
The Oakleys.
The Oakleys,
like the oil rigs or whatever they're called.
Exactly. Catching the day with the boys. No big deal. 10-pound salmon, boys. We're eating good tonight.
Where are you fishing salmon? Oh my god! Take me to your lakes.
Okay, I know nothing about fishing freshwater. Yeah, I just made that up. Yeah, so like, I'm sorry, I completely.
We just lost our whole fishing viewer base. He doesn't know where salmon are. What an idiot!
Everybody who is listening from inside of a pro bass shop, just turn this off.
Yep.
So that means we lost that means we lost 0 viewers right now. So. Yeah, I don't think our outreach at the pro bass shop is that high.
No.
But hopefully, I should have said trout. That's what I should have said, man.
Yeah, there we go.
Right? That's a freshwater fish.
You're thinking.
I'm thinking now. I'm thinking now. We should go fishing for some dolphins.
Yeah. Well,
or not, because that is a little inhumane.
We'll talk about that off.
Can you imagine? Actually, I feel like that stuff that like Elon Musk does. Like just like when you're so rich, like there's really no repercussions for what you do.
Yeah. You know I mean, unless you smoke weed on Joe Rogan's stream and lose 9% of your stock. I mean,
big shout out to Elon Musk. Huge shout out to Elon Musk. This guy's just rich, and I think I feel like if any person was as rich as he was with like any kind of science back, this isn't to take away from what he's doing. Obviously, it's great everything he's doing with SpaceX and Tesla. It's awesome. You know, he's really changing the world in a positive way, trying to really move us forward. But it's awesome because like he makes me think that anyone who had like a science background or who was smart enough to make money in the way that he did, he really makes me believe that oh my god, I can't get out a coherent thought. If somebody came from an engineering background or a science background and had the kind of money that he did, I feel like they'd be doing the same thing.
Right.
Like he's always doing dope stuff, like no matter what. Like he has all these companies. Then at the same time, he's like designing motorcycles. Like, oh, you guys still ride regular cars? Check out my freaking hoverboard.
Yeah. It drives itself.
It actually hovers. Oh, and by the way, it's run on Google AI.
Yeah.
Oh, you're still on the ground? Oh, sucks. My hoverboard is solar powered. Never dies. Okay, well, bye. I'm Elon Musk. And so, it's hilarious. I love how far we digressed from Cody Ko and Noel Miller being 5'8".
Yeah, really.
But what I was saying was, like, I feel like no matter how tall you are as a guy, like, even if you're above average height, you're always going to feel short. Because even me, myself, I'm above 6 feet, whatever. But, like, I think I would be really happy if I was, like, 6'4". I think then my confidence would be like, okay. You know, because I'm still like 2 inches. If I get shorter when I'm older, I'm 5'11", and all of a sudden it's over. It's done at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the biggest fear in life is getting that hunchback when I'm 60 and being back on the wrong side of 5'11".
The wrong side of 5'11".
Yeah, it's sad over there, man. People or women specifically, like, don't even message me if you're not over 6 feet tall. Oof, that is just like
relax.
It's a punch in the stomach, and like it really, because like you have no control over how tall you are.
Exactly. No, I completely agree.
Can you imagine? And I want to clarify for your viewers who haven't seen this before. I'm black, so this is by our societal standards okay. If somebody was in or on Tinder rather, and it said in their account like, "Don't message me if you're black, Hispanic, or Asian." You'd be like, what? Huh?
Wow, you would almost flag the account. I mean, I don't know how many people do
almost,
that.
Almost. I'm pretty sure like their Tinder account would be taken down because again, race. You can't like. I didn't wake up and be like, you know what, today I think I'm gonna be black, man.
Yeah,
and do that. Like it
Well,
was,
some people do.
oh yeah, that's blackfishing. We got to talk about that on a later episode.
Oh.
That is crazy.
What?
Crazy.
I don't get it.
Like honestly, I see two sides to it. Like it's cultural appropriation, but also like if you're a person who does makeup, the whole point of it, in general, at least what I think, my take, which is probably incorrect anyways.
Because you're a
The whole
male.
point of using, I'm a privileged cisgender. Like, don't laugh. I'm a privileged cisgender male. So let's just get that out of the way.
Yep.
I let me check my privilege real quick before I continue talking.
Yep, we're good.
Okay. Privilege. Okay, check. Okay.
That's privilege right there. I hope you know
my
that.
god. So should I check it again?
Yeah, check it one more time.
Okay, just one more and check. Okay, are we good?
Yep, now we're good.
Okay, cool, perfect. I feel like the point of makeup, like in general, is to make you look better, and not just better, but different, right?
Exactly.
So, like,
Yeah.
if you look exactly the same with and without makeup, I feel like you would be pretty upset because you purchased the product to enhance you and make you look different than you regularly look. So whether that's to take away bags in your eyes or to fill in your eyebrows, whatever. Like I can care less if you wear makeup about, but the point that I understand from this is to look different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I can understand how you can get mad out of these people like making themselves look like a completely different ethnicity through the use of makeup and different style wigs, which are usually used by predominantly people who are black. But like at the same time, to be the guy in the political science class that says, "Let me play devil's advocate," I think
That's me.
yeah, I think it's kind of funny to see people who are makeup enthusiasts get mad at other people who use makeup for its purpose to look different and better, because that's literally what they're doing. If you take it just by, like, if you take away the years of suffrage suffered by black people, which sounds really stupid as I say this out loud, if you look at it just at face value, it's them using makeup for its original purpose. So I can understand why they get mad. I can see people on the other side of the argument as well. I think the whole thing is really stupid. People get mad on the internet nowadays over anything. Like, I don't know if you heard, but they did surgery on a grape.
Really? Is that ethical? Was that approved by the ethics board?
First of all, was it approved by the FDA? I don't know. Was this grape on the market? Would they have done the surgery if it was a piece of romaine lettuce? That's discrimination.
What if it was a green grape?
What if it was a red delicious apple?
Yeah.
Do apples not deserve to have surgery done on them?
I wish
Is
I
this
could
the
tell
society
you.
that we live in?
These are the answer to these questions are much larger than we are.
Yeah, it's nuts. Like, this is a complete discussion, but let me just say that I want to get this on record that red delicious apples are not delicious. They're garbage. They have the biggest.
Whoa.
Oh, was that too spicy?
That's a little too spicy for me. You gotta.
Are you serious? Yo, they're literally so bad. Their skin is like wax. It's so thick, and it's not crunchy. It's not crisp.
You're sure?
Sorry,
you're
but...
sure you're eating real apples, right? And not just the ones that are usually out. You know, kind of feel plasticky. They're a little light. Sure, you're eating real apples?
No, you know what? You're right. You caught me. I'm a millennial. I still have my VR glasses on, so I think I'm playing The Sims 3 right now, and I actually was eating a plastic apple. So you're right. Let me just log out and
out of Second Life too.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm looking out in the real world right now, and man, the graphics are so much better here.
Yeah, they're
crazy.
All right.
They're pretty good. I mean, I just got the newest update, the contact update. So they put these plastic things in my eyes, so I can see a lot better now. So definitely appreciate that.
A lot sharper.
But but my operating system is all off. Like there's tons of runoff. The lag is crazy. They call it the diagnostic was getting old. So I think I gotta run that Botox APK to take care of that.
ASAP.
Yeah, I also got to install the gym app and the eating healthy app and get off your fat ass app to kind of rectify. I've been eating like garbage lately, bro.
Yep, me too.
It's really hard to eat healthy at like insecurity jobs, man, because you're just, oh my god, it's so bad. You're just, at least in my particular position, you're in one place all day. Okay, you're in one particular area all day, and you kind of just have to eat on the fly, and everything's on the fly.
Right.
You're on the go. I'm literally describing it like an old BlackBerry commercial right now.
Yeah.
Business on the fly. Text messages on the go.
When you can.
Call now. Man, we need to get turtlenecks, round glasses, and we just need to start innovating.
And gold chains, I think.
Did Steve Jobs wear gold chains?
No, but Justin Timberlake and Andy Samberg did for the Lonely Island.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they completely re-innovated music.
They innovated music and the innovation look, if you think about it. Because excuse me, why did I forget this guy's name? Oh my goodness, Steve Jobs came out with the turtleneck, noticed the iPhone, and I feel like he was really captivating. Like I don't like a lot of Apple's products like now, like back then weren't like, for example, the first iPhone, right? First touchscreen phone out there, definitely a huge innovation, but like objectively the phone was garbage. There's no camera. It was literally a brick. It was round, but like Steve Jobs went on screen and captivated the whole world with this thing
and sold it.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So imagine if he worked at a mall kiosk. it would be a completely different marketplace. The iKiosk.
The iKiosk.
Can you imagine?
Oh no. Oh no.
They only sell the finest Lily Day. No, Steve Jobs, no, listen to me. Steve.
You got the Lilydale guy right on the other side of them.
Let me make you some pasta with the fresh chicken from Lily Day.
And the Yeezy guy to the left.
The Yeezy guy, like, no, come buy my Yeezy.
That's almost the trifecta of pain. Just having to walk through that one section. Apple, Lilydale, and the fake Yeezy guy.
Yeah, Steve Jobs is trying to sit you down on a stool and get you to understand the definition of the word innovation. The Lilydale guy is seducing your wife, and the Yeezy guy has already put the Yeezys on your feet and is demanding money because you're wearing them now.
That is so true. It's like, oh, actually, that's $1 per spray. It's like, well, I didn't ask for it.
No, I'm sorry. I need your money now.
Yeah, I lose product.
He's like secretly the leader of a gang. Oh, you want to talk to me about spray, huh? How about this spray? You're just on the ground tied up.
Next thing you know, it's the 1950s. You're out on the railroad track.
No, even worse. He forces you to. You're like trapped. He takes your leg and chains it to the kiosk. Now, you're now the team that works at the kiosk that doesn't care.
I think that's how that happens. I think that's how that works.
Yeah, they back in the day in Canada, before there were snapbacks, there were hats. There were fur hats. You know those top hats, those pelts or whatever.
Yep.
So, the fur trappers would trap the animals. That's how you trap employees now. Kiosks and big box stores, they're realizing that like no one wants to work there, so they just kind of people show up in the mall now. They just don't leave. They're just kind of trapped there for the rest of their life. Just, can I go now? Can I get a break?
They're trying to trap the next guy. It's like that's why they're spraying you. That's why they're throwing their light up Yeezys at you. It's like, no, please come here. I have secret. Please.
You go. You sell 15 Yeezys. You go to your home.
You're free to go.
Until then, you stay here with Lilydale, man. No.
No.
Lilydale.
I think the biggest punishment would probably be forced to ride public transit.
Oh my God! Please. That's like, it's the worst thing of all time. I was on the bus the other day, and this woman. There's this seat on the bus with like 3 seats that are connected.
Mm-hmm.
This woman, she was a bit larger. Nothing wrong with
Nope.
being a bit large. More to love. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And definitely love more to love.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely love that there's more. I love that there's more to love.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. And so she's sitting in the middle. Like there's 3 seats. She's sitting in the middle seat, and she has this like this smirk on her face. Like nobody will dare try to sit down beside me.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'd have to be stupid to do that. And the bus is full. And so I'm on my way to work, and this is like an hour-long bus ride, and I'm like looking at this lady like, nope, you messed with the wrong dude today.
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of sit down, and she's like taking up like both seats on either side of her. And I just sit down, and she just kind of, and she moves. It was the biggest power move of all time.
That's almost like a real-life boss fight.
It really is, though. Being on public transit is all power moves.
Mm-hmm.
So me and Mike, I'm just informing the viewer here, little one-on-one time. Me and the viewer. Me and Mike went to college together, and so at our school there was this particular bus which I won't name because they'll kind of give away where we went to school. And Mike knows which bus I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Where outside of this bus there were no laws. Like there's no politeness. There's no laws. It's you either get a seat on the bus or you live the rest of your life as a pathetic loser.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, like, you have no choice but to get a seat on the bus. And it's funny because like people would kind of look at me like, "Man, you're a terrible person for this." But at the end of the day, it was really survival of the fittest. So I might tell, yes, but did I get a seat on the bus? Yeah.
Yes.
So people would stand at the bus stop and they would kind of crowd and mill around, but there was no line. So I'd have this move where I would pretend where I'm looking at something on the curb, like, "Oh, can I just I wouldn't even finish my sentence. I would just, can I just
squeak right
and
by
I get to the front. Yeah, can I just sneak right by you there? Really Canadian? Can I just sneak right by you?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, boss. Sorry, boss.
Oh, sorry about that. Here, let me give you a Boston cream. Oh, yeah, there. Nice little Boston cream there. It's a universally Canadian thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I would get to the front, and, like, everybody was kind of, well, at least that's what I felt. I'm a really vain, arrogant person. Everyone's kind of, like, waiting for me to, like, bend over and pick up what I was going to get from the ground. And I would just stand there triumphantly, now being at the front of the line
right
for this bus. And that was the master strategy. And if not, then you would just kind of have to push your way through.
Oh.
And people were, and honestly, you remember doing that on the bus. It was
like
crazy,
being
right?
in a mosh pit. Except
really
nobody picks you up.
It was like being in a mosh pit, except you get your ass kicked even more.
Yeah.
So it was honestly, it was literally the Wild West. It was lawless out there.
It was brutal. Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I wouldn't trade that. You know how older generations like trade war stories, like, "Oh, I was in Vietnam. I burned down an entire village." "Oh yeah, then, buddy. I never once stood on the night. Oh my God, I never once stood on the bus from this particular college that I won't name." It's like, "Oh man, sorry, buddy."
Oh,
you know that coffee pasta, like the marine one. Like, "I'll have you know, I've participated in 16 rate." Like, you know that one?
Oh, yep.
I feel like this is the equivalent. Like, that's our equivalent.
Yeah.
To that. Like, that's our coffee pasta. I'll name the bus. I don't really think anyone cares where we went to college. "I got on the 915. I never stood once. Never. Not even one time."
Really, Grandpa? Wow. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, back in my days, everybody was on their phones. Nowadays, you kids are literally in another world. You're going to Mars now.
Virtual.
I'm dying here. Virtual. Elon Musk is taking your ass to Mars, and I gotta die here on Earth. Why? Because I'm old?
He's got his own Neverland Ranch, like Michael Jackson.
That's every old person's fear, that we're just gonna leave to Mars, and we're just gonna leave them all here.
I know what'll come visit him. Oh,
it's like a
way sadder than
the Earth is a giant old folks home. It's all just chilling on. We're just like partying with a Mars rover on Mars, and you know your grandma's on Earth, like, Michael, how do you turn on the TV?
Oh no!
Just on Mars, like, "Grandma." Like, you're the Raven.
I'm having fun with my friends.
"Grandma, I'm just here with the Mars rover. Just ask Siri." And like, Siri is just like, instead of a nurse abusing your mom, it's Siri.
Oh, that's even worse.
It's like AI programmed to abuse the elderly. That's so bad. Oh my God.
Cut.
Okay, I think this is a good place for us to wrap up here. I wanted to thank you guys for tuning into the first episode of Couchcast. This is a project that we've been thinking about and working on for a very long time, and we're looking forward to bringing it to you guys. So look forward to bi-weekly episodes for now. As interest increases, hopefully we'll maybe increase the posting schedule. We're looking into branching into sketches and other forms of comedy as well. So feel free to drop a like and a comment below. And if you listen this far, I'm really surprised. And have a good night, or day, or evening. I have no idea what time you're listening to this.